So this is about THP engines in Peugeot vehicles. It's about an issue that can be very frustrating to users of such vehicles with those engines. I mean, those guys, not all, but some of them will understand what I'm talking about. So these issues that most times you'll be getting unresolved issues concerning loss of power. I'm talking about the symptoms now. When I mean loss of power, I don't mean complete loss of power. I'm talking about underpowered. Engine that is supposed to have 150, 160, 140, that's 163 horsepower. It will just be moving as if it's a 50 horsepower vehicle or less. So, when you diagnose or scan the vehicle, it will be telling you first like that's error code like P2260, P2262, P is it 2293 or 22? I've forgotten. Most of these are turbocharging circuit fault. So hold on. So these issues, as they are coming up, you'll be pressing this part, pressing this one, the issue remain unfixed. It might appear as if it's fixed, only for you to drive the car. After a few kilometers, it popped up again. So I'm beginning to suspect that these issues have nothing to do with those components that the error code are pointing at, like the solenoid under the manifold that controls the vacuum. That's the actuator of the wastegate, turbocharger wastegate. Or the turbocharger, the electron valve that's attached on the turbocharger itself. It keeps changing this solenoid and it keeps coming up. And another symptom that you for most times will get on such issues are like oil pressure warning, insufficient. I'm talking about engine oil pressure warning. They keep coming up. You scan to tell you is the solenoid. Hold on. The oil pump cylinder or the electro valve attached on the oil pump. You buy one. Sometimes you even remove the current one on the engine that the scan tool is pointing at that is bad, or the ECU is pointing that is not working. You test it off the engine. It will work very well. You put it back inside the engine. It will work for a few minutes and then it stops again. That is, it works intermittently. You buy a new one, just understand what I'm saying. Issues like underpower, loss of power, or oil pressure warning issues. These are the two common things that usually come up with what I'm trying to talk about. And that is, the issue has nothing to do with this solenoid. That's where I'm beginning to realize. I believe this have to do with either the ECUs, the engine ECUs, or the engine wiring harness. Because from my experience, most times these issues, they don't come up. But as soon as you start pulling the engine every now and then, you remove, you put back, you remove the cylinder, you put back, before you know it, they start coming up. So first thing, I kind of initially was thinking it could be the harness. Because one thing about that THP engine harness, talking about those early THP engines, those ones produce what's it called? Like in the 207, the ones you find in 207, 308, T7308, early 3008, 5008, 508, W2, and the rest. So those ones, their wiring harness, I don't know how to say that. They kind of, we will say fragile, because what tends to happen is on the connectors of those harness, you find that so connectors on those harness, you find that most times they will be peeling off. I mean the part where the wire goes in, they will just be peeling off, and before you know it, they will start touching each other. So and since I may have to pack and do this video, because I'm kind of losing focus a little bit, but the road is very busy right now. Anyway, I think I'm off the express now, so I'll focus. So I'm talking about the edges of those wiring connectors. If you just check most of the Peugeot cars with these engines, you understand what I'm talking about. You see the wire, they will peel off, and then mistakenly, if the technician that is working on the car now twists the connectors, which I think that is what usually causes these things to peel off. When you now start twisting that's when you disconnect, and when you want to plug back without straightening out the wires or the connectors so that the wire doesn't twist. What you now observe is they will peel off, then start touching each other, and then some of these issues will come up. One of the ones I know of is the thermostat housing. Most times your thermostat housings, if you're on this engine, if they're always failing constantly, I'm talking about the thermostat itself inside these houses. If the thermostat always constantly failing, check the connector. Trust me, check the connector. Most likely it has twisted and peeled off. It has I think 3-wire connector or so. So you see that they are kind of touching each other. That's what usually kills them. That I can tell you for a fact. So I begin to believe that same thing happens with the other components of the engine. Because like I said, these issues most times they don't come up when you barely touch the engine. When I mean touch the engine, you hardly remove or put back the engine in the vehicle or the cylinder head. You had no cost to be removing components all the time, electronic components all the time that will warrant messing with the engine wiring harness. Such issues hardly come up. Now what I don't know is, let's assume those things here, when they touch each other, those wires touch each other, could it be that they will go and affect such short circuit or whatever will go and affect the engine ECU, and the engine ECU will now start messing up. I start to keep repeating that these things are faulty even though they are not faulty. Because there are cases where even after realizing these wires were twisted and straightened out, you start the vehicle, drive the car for a few kilometers, days, or even a few weeks. Everything, all those warning will go away. Only for maybe after a while the issue comes back. Maybe you had to do something else on the engine or something. Then those faults will come back again. Or even without touching anything, they will start to come back. You know, the oil pressure warning will come back. The turbocharging circuit issue will come back. So I don't have any solution, but I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. Because don't bother trying to replace this parts yet. So I'm just suspecting. I'm just putting it out there. I'm suspecting that these issues could actually be caused by either the engine wiring harness or the engine ECU. So if it's engine ECUs that's causing it, it's possible it was the harness that caused damage the ECU because of what I just explained. Or it's possible that the ECU actually just kind of fragile. After over time they start misbehaving, you know. So I can't say for a fact what is causing that thing, but I'm saying I've realized that it's not most times it's not this component that actually faulty. I could remember there was one case where I had to remove there was a component, I've forgotten the error. Is it P229 what's it 98 or something, or 2290? So that one, it was showing I removed the component, the I think it's a electro valve. I removed the one on that vehicle that was showing as it was not working. Took one I knew, I've driven the car, I knew that one was working very well, no power issue, no oil pressure issue. Swap it in, it was doing the same thing. See, no power. I swapped it in on the one that was reporting no power. It was doing the same thing. I took it back to the vehicle, I removed it, it was working well. So that's how I knew, no, it's not necessarily the components. I believe there's one recently as well. No power issue until cylinder head was removed, work done or something like that. Then issues started coming up. Oil pressure warning came up, this other one came up. So I'm just putting it out there. So if you're buying a Peugeot vehicle produced with EP6 engines like the THP engines, turbocharging engines, I'm talking about for like 2000 and is it 9 or 8? 2008 upward to about 2013. Expect that you might start having this issue at some point, or that the one you may even buy may already have that problem. So what I would suggest is, if it hasn't started, then be mindful of how you pull your engine wires or anyhow. Even when they have to remove the engine wiring harness or remove the engine, you know, do it carefully. And when they are putting back the harness, let them not put it anyhow or be squeezing the wires. They are doing that, the connectors most especially, you know. And like I said, they have a weakness. Those wires for the THP engine, they have weakness that once you squeeze them, unlike every other engine, like this one, this Z9, don't have that problem. Even if you squeeze them, it still will not pay. But those ones, it seems the rubber don't have any. I wish I have any connector here to show you guys. So that rubber that coats the wires, they are not I don't know, they are not good enough. So over time they will just peel off. Once you do that, they will easily peel off and then start touching each other and boom. So let me know. I don't know if any other person have figured it out. You can point it out in the comment section. But I'm thinking that's the cause. These two, either the ECU or either the wiring harness that is causing it, or both. You know, of course, you can always replace the ECU, but then before you do that, make sure the wiring harness doesn't have that problem before you put another one, so it doesn't repeat the same issue. Okay, so that's what I have for now.